Hey Kat, how you doing? I've got your work up here, and I've also got the um, I've also got the issue um, version lined up, and let's go through the work and just want to talk a little bit about some final observations that I'm making, and I just want to give you one final pat on the back and say you're just really super easy to work with, which is really nice. It's a great attribute in a designer. And I see you've been, I remember back in week one, you said you had managed to get some freelance work, and that's awesome. And I would just really keep getting as much experience as you can, Caitlin. You've definitely got, you got a nice touch. You got it. I think that right now I would concentrate on production, learning production. And as I remember you saying, you're also, I think you're completing an associate's in multimedia and graphic design. So that, in conjunction with your um, bachelor's in graphic design, and that just that combination of studies, I think is just going to do wonderful for you. And I anticipate good things in your career. So that said, I just want to commend you for just being the intangible, providing the intangible characteristics that some are looking for in designers, and that's just the reliability and the knowledge to know that I can, as an art director, make a comment and have you contemplate the comment and weigh its pros and cons, as opposed to saying, and we know a lot of students either say, "Oh yeah, that's great, I'll do it," or "Oh no, this is my design. I'm not changing anything." Do you know what I'm saying? That's just, I just wanted to mention that. So let's get through the work. Okay, again, now I'm gonna back off here a little bit, and you can really see this on the issue example. But a couple of things here, I think the work itself right here, umbrellaing the rings. I think the rings are. I think this whole thing is a little too close. And now that I really look at it like this, I think this rake of it could be pulled down a little bit. I don't think it should envelop in this arc here. I think it should lie below the arc. And then the rings, I think, are too dominant in the logo as well. As we can see, we can really bring the size of those rings down a little bit. And then I know I mentioned this before, and I just really want you to take a look at it here, and especially here. You can just really see it for some reason in this. But you're really chubby right here. I mean, I know I spent so much time saying don't watch those little fine points and that, and I think that the mechanics of the logo itself are outstanding. I am drawn right here every time I look at it because of the thickness and the relationship of this thick area right here with these more fine areas here. Okay. Next point on the cover, I want you to think about, I want you to rethink your use of drop shadows and understand why we use drop shadows. Okay, this does not need a drop shadow. Let me tell you why. It's doing two things. On a psychological standpoint, it's separating the work from the background. Why? Because this drop shadow indicates contact. It would indicate surface contact, right? So if you have a pin sitting on a piece of paper and you look at it, you'll see a drop shadow, and you'll also see this contact shadow. Okay, the drop shadow is indicating how far the light source is and at what angle, and then the contact is indicating that it is sitting on top of something. Okay, that's working against you here because your logo shouldn't be sitting on top of this beautiful image of the Northern Lights. It should be interwoven. It should be it should be composed with the image. So using the drop shadow to separate it from the image is actually doing exactly that. It's separating it from the image. As a matter of fact, it's making it two different images. Okay, food for thought, and that is my general take on drop shadows. I do not use, well, I shouldn't say that. I very sparingly use them, and when I do, I probably spend a good couple of hours weighing the pros and cons. Okay, next. Page mechanics is really good. I'm seeing a broken grid in a couple of areas, and let me show you what I mean. I'm counting a 12-column grid, and I might be wrong. But before we talk about that, I want to talk about type in general. These are too long. These lines, I'll bet you're over, on your longest line here, I'll bet you're over 100 characters. And when you count lines, when you count your type lines, you count everything, the spaces and the punctuation. Okay, keep in mind optimal character count is what I like about a 54 character line. Anything over that, and I just think it's really uncomfortable, especially when you have a lot of text, because what you're doing right now, Kat, is you're asking your viewer to go from here over to here. 1, 2, 3, 4, how many different times? By the time your viewer gets halfway through this page, you may not realize that their eyes are tired from concentrating on getting to the right line. As a matter of fact, your viewer's going to miss the wrong line in a couple of these and start and go from here to there. It's just the nature of long text lines. So the immediate fix here would be a 2-column text. However, then that encroaches on your grid, and I'll talk about that in 1 second. Okay, so rethink that. Plus, if you turn this into a 2-column spread, then you have this to deal with, and then how is that going to look with the gutter, the straight gutter? So think about that. Really, really good page mechanics. Now, the grid, as I said, 12. Let's just say you're going to use a 12-column grid, okay, and that means this, Cat. You'll draw an area on the inside of your, okay, that's your working area, okay. Anything out that side that we can consider basically not a formal bleed, but a bleed like this, okay. So within that area, you lay 12 vertical lines and 12 horizontal lines, or 6 horizontal lines, or whatever. The point is that now you have where those lines intersect, you can use those as guides throughout. And if you keep that grid consistent from page to page, now your pages subsequently will be mathematically correct regardless. If you follow the grid for placement, the page will be mathematically correct, signifying universal harmony through math. So that's why we use grids. That's what I want you to think about. Again, long. Here you've got this short line, but then you have this long line. That's inconsistent. And again, that would point to the grid. These are good pages. This is a good page. I think it's a great page. That's a good shot. It's so smart not to center that. Leave a little negative space here. Likewise here, we can consider that all negative space. Focal points right here, almost in a rule of thirds. Good decision. I think we can crop into that. I think that's all superfluous. Did I say that word right? Superfluous? Okay, excellent, good rendering. And this makes really good sense because it speaks for itself. If you've noticed, a lot of classmates are doing signage that has just got so much embellishment, you can't really see what it's trying to say. Good job. And then I think the rest speaks for itself. These are smart shots. I mean, you don't have to say anything as long as it's saying this is the Olympics and we get a kind of an idea of how this is going to look in this old cobblestone type village. And then the contrast in this ultra modern stadium. So that's a really good decision right there presentation wise. Love the brochure. Absolutely love. This is really congested up here. My suggestion here is to do something with the logo. Maybe even relegate it to a small corner, and then, or if you think your branding is strong enough to stand without the logo, try it. But this is all too congested right here. Too much information, too little time. Inside's great. You know me, I'm a minimalist. I would take this all out and have a white background, feature that on a white background. That looks like good typography. However, we do have a typographic widow right there. Okay, let's jump back to full size and finish the program. Everything else is great. I think I really want you to experiment with the page, the grid. I mean, I don't know. I'm just not a fan of drop shadows at all. Sometimes we need them. I don't think we do in this case. I think we can work these images into the background without indicating this separation. Again, separating those from it's good page mechanics. And the rest, I mean, this is a little dark, I think. I think we can use some air up in here. This is really visually heavy. It's almost cumbersome. Likewise, up here. Love this. This is just pushed it so far over the top. This is lovely. And this is it. Yeah. All right. So I'm I'm done singing the accolades, Kat. This is wonderful. This issue copy looks great. I think you've got nice page mechanics here. Really, really, really interesting looking page. So I'm just thinking this is a great job. Listen, hey, I'd like to use your piece. Obviously, I've been talking about it for so long. I'd like to use it as an example. If I can, if you'll allow me to save this in my student portfolio, that way I can use it as an example of excellence in student examples of my teaching ability. And not only that, but I also want to be able to use it for future classes as an example for this project. If you're okay with that, then just shoot me a quick email. I'll save the file and then I can send you a permission slip that you can sign off on. Okay, great job, Kat. Thanks so much.